Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. It looks like nighttime out there to me, though. Not dawn, looks like nighttime. Anyway, I have two 40% alcohol Kentucky bourbons. This is Winn-Dixie Genuine Kentucky, so it's really from Kentucky. Bourbon distilled in Kentucky. Okay, we get it. Winn-Dixie liquors, 40% alcohol. There's a jockey and a horse, little etching, pen and ink drawing, I guess, red ink, with a mansion in the background. Looks nice, simple, gold label, and it is there's their guarantee of quality. I guess if you don't like it, you can bring it back. Age 3 years, has an age statement on there. Wide World Importers for Winn-Dixie stores established in 1955 and bought by Aldi in 2024. Many of the Winn-Dixies in Louisiana have already been converted into Aldi. Others are being converted. They're closed right now, being converted to Aldi. The one here in this town still there. Doesn't look like they're making any changes. They're certainly not looking to close it because they just redid all the floors. They stripped all the tile and re-waxed it and buffed it. So you're not going to do that if you're about to close. And our Winn-Dixie has been here since 1958, 3 years after the company was founded, and it has a following. Certainly a lot more full service than an Aldi. Winn-Dixie has a hot deli, a bakery, a fresh seafood department, raw seafood. They used to have a pharmacy, but they deleted that. They got out of the pharmacy business before Aldi ever came along. They have a florist shop. Sometimes they'll barbecue in front of the store or boil crawfish. So it's much more encompassing grocery store than the bare bones Aldi. My friend David says Aldi's a convenience store. All right. So that's that. And it might have been on the market since 1955 because in my whole lifetime, I always remember Winn-Dixie private label everything from mayonnaise to liquor. They even had a beer one time that was a private label beer. I think it was called Fisher, Fisc. But it may not have been a private label. It might have just been a cheap brand that they carried. But there is no private label beer anymore over there. But certainly soft drinks. Maybe wine. All right, enough of that. Here is Bird Dog. People nicknamed this the Irish Setter bottle, I noticed. It's not called the Irish Setter bottle. Well, that's what it's nicknamed. It's actually select stock bourbon. It's not made by Western Spirits, and it doesn't even say it's made by Three Springs Bottling. It says it's bottled by them for Western Spirits. I don't know who makes this. Could be Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Wild Turkey. Could just be some reject. I say reject, I don't know that. That's not fair to say that. But it's like about $20 a bottle. But they had it on sale at Walmart on closeout. They were getting rid of it. They don't carry it anymore. And they sold it for $10. But I got to go by the regular price, $19.99. I saw that at some liquor stores online. Real cork, though, which you don't typically see with Buffalo Trace bourbons. They just have twist caps, unless it's like E.H. Taylor or something like that. Colonel E.H. Taylor, that's a cork. And I saw somebody that had a bottle. Come on, focus. I saw somebody had a bottle of E.H. Taylor and the cork was dry rotted and it broke off. And I was telling them, I know how to fix that and save the bourbon. Oh, yeah, okay. But they never responded. And I know it's still sitting there unused, but go ahead. It's not mine. You don't want to save it. Oh, if this thing would focus. Logitech cameras have a big problem with close up, and especially in the dark. I don't know what. We'll try to show that later. I mean, we know what a cork looks like, right? But still, we'd like to show it. Is this anything special? Not really. It's nothing bad. It's just kind of plain wooden cap. I mean, I don't really see Bird Dog regular bourbon anywhere. Oh yeah, I mean I see a lot of Bird Dog, but it's the flavor. I guess Walmart still carries the flavor ones. Yeah, and there's all kind of flavors: salted caramel flavored whiskey, blackberry flavored whiskey, green apple. Of course, everybody's got the apple flavor, and that. So I think today is the showdown. It's the battle of the blands. Drewski Brewski says, "Cheers, Ronald." Ron, cheers to you. Now here's the website. There is no Bird Dog website for this whiskey. I mean, there's a Bird Dog website, but it doesn't show this whiskey. It just mentions that they make regular whiskey. That's all they say. And they don't say which ones. Okay, they only sell this big plastic bottle at Winn-Dixie. There's no glass. There's no small bottles. There's only this. And it's $15.99 the entire year until the last 3 days, 29th, 31st of this year. You can only buy it in the store, so there's no curbside pickup, no delivery. You got to walk in the store and buy it, which is easy to do. And you don't have to get it from behind the counter. You can pull it off the shelf yourself. It's just on the shelf like a bag of and that's what I pay, $15.99. So it's much cheaper per ounce than the Bird Dog. Okay, I mean and it is popular. People buy it. Why? Because they think it's great? No, they buy it because it's cheap. And I guess they don't mind the flavor, and they're probably mixing it with RC Cola or something like that. They're not sipping it neat by the fireplace. If it was a regular size bottle, the ounces would convert to $6.85 a bottle. So that'd be if it was a regular size bottle. So you don't see bourbon too much for $6.85 a bottle. All right. You know that. So is this pretty much the cheapest bourbon you can buy in the United States, Southern United States? Well, yeah, pretty much, because Winn-Dixie's only in Louisiana. They got rid of their Texas stores. They sold them to Brookshire, and Kroger. They're in Louisiana, Mississippi. What pieces of paper? Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and maybe Georgia. I think Georgia's got the Harvey stores, which is also part of Winn-Dixie Southeastern Grocers, and they got bought also by Aldi. This is paper on my shirt, on my sweater, whatever this is called, pullover, what they call these things. They claim they're going to keep them open. Not all, obviously, because they're already converting them, but they're going to keep this. But you never can trust that. They're going to keep a meaningful number open. What does meaningful mean? 2 Winn-Dixies and 1 Harvey? I don't know. I really don't know. I can't control it. Okay, I would hate to see Winn-Dixie go away from here, though. I'm sure that the other grocery stores would love it. But they might just keep them side by side, because there's a Winn-Dixie, big, huge store, like I said. Then there's a hospital, just an emergency hospital. They don't do any other service. Well, they do some diagnostic services. That's right, outpatient. Oshner Hospital. And then there's Aldi. Winn-Dixie, Hospital, Aldi. Owned by the same people, Winn-Dixie and Aldi, owned by Aldi. Why not keep them both? You could still sell your liquor out of here. Aldi doesn't sell liquor in the United States. Well, they do through Trader Joe's and Winn-Dixie. Aldi owns Trader Joe's also. But I know they're making money off those liquor sales. I'm not And they're making money off of beer sales. 30 packs of Pabst Blue Ribbon, 30 packs of Keystone Light, 30 packs of Natural Ice, 30 packs of Miller High Life. And that's the big volume sellers. You know, Aldi's got their little beer selection that trickles out. I don't think there's too many people dying to get Aldi beers. They're good sometimes, but they're not really that great of a value when you think about it. I mean, yeah, you can get the German beer, the Wernesgrüner, good Pilsner, not the greatest, but good Pilsner, $5.99 for a 4-pack of 500 milliliter cans. But I mean, golly, you know, Aldi is gonna have to step up their game. This is not Germany, this is America, and these little $7.99 6-packs of stuff that's, I mean, it's not really any better than Natural Ice, and I bought a 30-pack of that for $21. 30-pack. So, you know, I don't know. I don't care what Aldi does. All right, anyway, except when it affects me, like in this case, that it could affect me potentially. All right, indirectly. Okay, but I do like their bread. Their regular white bread is good, and it's the cheapest in town. Yes. And that Braunschweiger, that Dutch Kutsch Braunschweiger liver sausage, which sounds disgusting, I know, and that's why I didn't buy it. But somebody told me, her mother's from Germany. Oh, that's good. She was like, you got to try it. And they had it on sale for $2.99. So I bought it. And it is good on crackers with hot sauce. I got to admit, I can't lie. All right. The Battle of the Blands. Smells like nothing. Maybe corn starch. I'm not kidding. Corn starch, cornmeal, corn flour. They all smell the same. A little more char here. So I'm thinking that maybe that's the Bird Dog because it got some little char to it. Not too special, but got a little char to it. All right, so, but remember, Winn-Dixie off the jump's got the great advantage. It's got a great advantage because of the price point. I mean, if you're going to cost a lot more, you better taste a lot better. This is my thinking. That's why I talked about the Aldi beers. You know, I use that as a baseline. If I can buy Natural Ice, which is a really good beer, for $21 a 30-pack, then you have got to beat that if I'm supposed to run behind your brand. You say, well, it's not a Prairie Artisan Bomb. You see, that's not even a good, that's like saying, oh, a Nissan Sentra is not the same as a Corvette or a 370Z Nissan. We know that. It's not the same kind of car. You know, you don't compare things like that. Okay? I mean, anybody with some sort of common sense would realize that. It's not a good comparison. And I'd rather have the Nissan Sentra than those fancy sports cars, I would tell you right now. Because that's my preference. But, you know, anyway, I don't have to explain this because if you can't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. If you think, you know, but that's just how some people will talk to me. Like, well, Dragon's Milk Special Reserve is way better. And that's only $39.99 for a 4-pack. I know. Well, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now I think I got it right. But I hadn't said anything yet except ranting about other stuff. This one's very bland. Now, is there anything, this is my left hand, is there anything offensive about it, like off-putting or nasty or weird flavors? No. There's just a general lack of flavor, you see. It's not that what I'm tasting is bad. It's just that I'm not really tasting anything much except for like corn. That's as basic as they come. This one is not quite as basic. It has a little charred oak. Still, I don't really know if it would beat Jim Beam. I got a bottle, so we'll find out. But and I can get a full size bottle of Jim Beam for $11.99 at Total Wine and More. $11.99, not $6.85 like this would convert to. Like I say, cheapest bourbon in the world, and it lives up to that, or it lives down to that. Have I ever tried a bourbon that was just definitively nasty? No, I have not. I have not. I'll just tell you that. Some people will claim, "Oh, these bourbons are terrible. These bourbons are terrible," and then I'll try them, and I'll be like, "It's not terrible. Ain't much happening with it." To me, terrible means it tastes just bad. It's bad. It tastes bad. This is bad. I have not run across that. Beer? Oh, yes. Sometimes, yes. Not often, but at times. Wine? No, I haven't yet. Now, I had a wine that was spoiled. It was rancid, and I took one sip and I dumped it down the drain. And I brought it, and I told the store about it, and the guy tells me, "Well, people use that to cook with." What's that got to do with the fact it was rancid? He's totally changing the subject of the conversation. But I didn't make a big thing out of it because I only paid $4.99 for it. But that was not a reflection on the wine. That was a reflection on they probably had it on the shelf for 10 years and it went bad. Or something was wrong, because I bought Gibson's later on. I bought Gibson's Marsala and Gibson's Sherry and other ones. One is a port, and they're very nice. They're good. So independent winery in California. So that was just a weird anomaly. I had a beer one time that was rancid, made me sick for 2 days. Made me feel sick for 2 days. I vomited after 4 hours. But it was a German beer, and they make good stuff. That company. On what's it called? Ondex Kloster beer. It's just a bad, but above average, above, they're in the A range. Like the worst Ondex you get is going to be an A minus. Maybe it'll be an A minus, probably be an A. Top of the morning, J has most of the snow melted in the area. Oh, yeah, it all melted by Sunday. It took 5 days though. We had 10 inches. So Sunday started warming up, so that was it for the snow. All right. Winn-Dixie does have a little vanilla. There is a palate, meaning your taste buds. It has a little charred oak, but we want to focus on the word little, very little. So what I recommend buying this, I would recommend buying it if you have no expectations or any kind of hope. What I mean is, you say, no, I was going to mix it with RC Cola. I was going to mix it with Great Value Cola from Walmart. I was going to mix it with lemonade, Minute Maid lemonade. Fine, that's fine. Not, I'm going to sit around with some friends at a whiskey tasting and showcase this and see what they think. I mean, you could do that, but you're probably not going to like what they say. So yeah, in context, it's fine, and it is worth it. I bought it just out of curiosity, not by any kind of need for it. I just thought, what could these Winn-Dixie liquors taste like? The Canadian was too flavored. It's like somebody went berserk with vanilla. The Scotch tastes like caramel candy. It didn't taste like Scotch to me. It was aberrant. The actual flavor was kind of good, but it was so off track. It's like if you bought spinach, but it tastes like celery. You'd be like, well, it has a good flavor, but it doesn't taste like spinach. It tastes like celery. Yeah, something's wrong with it. And it can't really. So I would avoid the Scotch. Unless you got a perverse sense of curiosity like I do. You say, no, I want to try it. I got to see how bad it really is. I want to see how. And then that Legacy Scotch from Sazerac tastes just like it. It's like the same product with 2 different bottle labels on it. And I really believe it is. Winn-Dixie tequila is good. Silver or gold, it's quality. Just gonna say, as a mixed toad tequila, it's good. It can rival any other mixed toads. Comes from a good company, Gonzalez and Gonzalez. Their rum, it's a little basic, but it's not bad, but it can't really compete so well. with the other silver and gold rums. Their vodka I have not tried, so I can't comment. I cannot comment on their Winn-Dixie vodka and Winn-Dixie 100 proof. They make 100 proof vodka. That's what they sell. They don't make a brandy. There's no Winn-Dixie brandy. And there's a gin. Don't know about the gin. I won't know about it because I'm not going to buy it. And there's another brand. There's a couple of other brands of Winn-Dixie products, but they're not called Winn-Dixie, but I think they're private label. And one comes from Mississippi, and it's like a above premium bourbon. It's like a better than normal bourbon, except that it's from Mississippi, which is strange. That's strange right off the top. Because when you think of bourbon, you don't typically think of Southern Mississippi, but it's from there. I researched that. But I think it's only sold at Winn-Dixie. And then there's this one from Kansas called like good something. Vodka. I don't know why they sell it, but I guess people buy it. It's very cheap. I mean, it's really cheap. And who knows? Maybe it's good. Can't say it isn't because I never had it. Let's see. I'm going to go and look real fast and see what is this weird product they have at Winn-Dixie. This bourbon that says, it says price hold. I don't know what price hold means. What does that mean? Price hold. It's showing Zatarain's 1-pot bourbon chicken flavored rice mix, 8 ounces, 2 for $4. Okay. Bourbon chicken. All right. I got it. Not even a bourbon. It's just a chick. It's made with bourbon. Probably this. Oh, local favorites. Back to Zatarain's. Okay. We get it. On sale. There's 20 different bourbons on sale at Winn-Dixie. Bully, Jim Beam, different bottle sizes. Maker's Mark, Old Forester, Woodford Reserve Distiller Select, which I don't think I've had that one. I know I haven't had that one. The one I have here at Winn-Dixie, yeah, that's it. That's not 20 because some of the other ones are food products. Nighthawk Black Bourbon Barrel Aged Cabernet Sauvignon, and then these rice Bush's Grill and Beans with bourbon, Laurie's Honey Bourbon Marinade, Zapp's Bourbon Sweet Smoke Barbecue Chips. That actually might be good. McCormick Grill Mates Brown Sugar Bourbon Seasoning. Yeah, I see that all the time. So yeah, okay, all right. Now the reveal. Score. How would I score these? I'll give it a B, 8.3 out of 10. It's good. I'll admit it's good. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not good. And I'm not going to say, like in my mind while I'm watching my own video, I'm not going to say, oh, you better say it's bad because it is $15.99 a handle. Don't hurt your channel. No. I'm saying it's good. It's good. I wouldn't buy it because I got like 25 bourbons that I never opened yet. That's a fiasco. But yeah, it's good. I'll admit it. Now this one here. Oh, if you ever try Glenfarclas 12, your single malt, be real curious what you think. Guessing you'll thoroughly enjoy it. It was my grandfather's favorite drink. Oh, I know. I'd love it. I got 2 more single malts. No, I got 3 more single malts that I have to crack open. One is a rum barrel. One is a bourbon barrel. And one is a sherry cask. Finished in sherry. So that's going to take, what, 3 years? So it's just a matter of getting through it. If he was a light drinker, so he wanted really high quality stuff. That makes sense. I just go through all the brands. Just, when I see stuff, I say, oh, let me see about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dedicated to any particular project. Aside from doing taste challenges, that's all. People ask me, what's your favorite kind of liquor? I don't know. It's like asking me, what's my favorite type of beer? I really don't know. I like so many types, you know. I can't say that I have a favorite. I give this one a B 8.6. 8.5. Let me retract that. 8.5. It's good. Has a little char, but see, that's only 2 points. 8.3, 8.5. 8.3, 8.5. Ain't no way I'm paying that much more. I'm not. So Winn-Dixie wins by default because it's not technically better. It's like a little inferior, but the price is so much better. The price is so much better that you cannot win. Bird Dog, and I know I got the Bird Dog for the closeout price. We know that I got it for a closeout price, not a normal price. $10 is not $10 plus tax is not the normal price. But even with the closeout price, it cannot win by virtue of the when you bring in value. So that's just the reality, like John Lennon said, and that's reality. Because he didn't believe in Beatles and he didn't believe in Elvis. So dear friends, you'll have to carry on. The dream is over. All right. Winn-Dixie. Oh, it's worse than I had believed. That's the Bird Dog. Now that changes everything. Because not only did Bird Dog not demonstrate a clear superiority, as it turns out, it didn't even demonstrate anything except that it lost. I got it mixed up. It was the Winn-Dixie, the WD from Sazerac. Oh, I'm sorry, Wide World Importers, which is part of Sazerac, Buffalo Trace, in other words. So the lowliest of the low, the lowest of the low Buffalo Trace product. They don't even allow their name to be associated with this. We know it's coming from them, but they won't allow their name to be put on it. The worst, lowest cut rate, bottom of the barrel, degraded Buffalo Trace product on earth beat Bird Dog. Now, what does that tell you? Tells me a lot. It's good to consider all variables. A lot of beer reviewers don't really give fair reviews. Yeah, to say the least. I won't name names, but I think we know who they are. It's actually absurd how biased a lot of beer reviewers are. Not to ramble. That's for Jean. Yeah, Beverage Ramble. He's not biased. But yeah, some of them are just monstrously biased. And if you'll notice, they don't really do reviews. They do attacks. Because they basically are letting you know before the review starts that they hate the product, even though they never tried it sometimes. And they're going to give it a bad score. And they're going to laugh about it. You know, here's this haha beer, haha, that's way below, you know, it's far below my normal erudite standards. But I'm going to, for some reason, take time and put it on my channel to review this Rolling Rock. And then they can do all the antics about they're about to gag. You know, they'll act like they're going to gag. Ain't nobody in the world going to gag on Rolling Rock. All right. Nobody in the world is going to gag on Rolling Rock. You might find it's bland, because it is pretty bland. But to sit there and make antics on video like it's killing you to drink Rolling Rock is a joke. So that's the point. So what's the point? Why make the video? I mean, I know you're doing all these expensive stouts and quadruple IPAs and barrel age and you got all these wonderful things, and that's fine. I never got jealous about that. But you're doing all of this halloi polloi, and now you're bringing in Rolling Rock. For what? All right. Anyway, now Kentucky Brew Review, I like them because they'll bring in anything. you know, it doesn't matter, anything off the wall, crazy product, but they'll review it, and they may not like it. They usually don't really like it that much, but they'll review it. You know, they just, and they're not always trying to hawk T-shirt like, oh, buy my merch. Who would want to buy? Like, why would you want to buy somebody's YouTube video merchandise? Like, you want to go around the town wearing that? Ain't nobody gonna know what you're wearing. It's gonna look strange. I could see if you wanted to buy Philadelphia Eagles merchandise, that would make sense. Somebody's YouTube channel merchandise, like, oh, you said, well, I could have bought a MASH T-shirt from that television show MASH. Yeah, why would you do that? That's a question right there. Why do that? People know it's a show, or was until 1983, but you won't wear a T-shirt for MASH. Okay, I'm gonna wear a Charlie's Angels T-shirt, and I'm gonna run every time I'm on screen. I'm gonna be running. That's what one of the girls from the show said. Every time every episode, she said, if you notice, every episode they got us running. But I like that Mustang too, Cobra too, the white one with the blue trim. All right, it could go 0 to 60 in a day. Oh man. All right, anyway, back in the old low power days, I don't blame the government with all their strict regulations, but if you had a Mustang 2 Cobra 2 now, a 1976 edition, in good shape, might have some money on that. All right, anyway, you know, the even more perverse thing about it, you back in those days, you could buy a Mustang 2 Cobra 2 or even a Mustang GT. I know in 82, that's when they went back to high output engines. That was the rebirth, 1982 model year, when they brought back HO engines, high output, because they finally figured out how to get decent gas mileage with like a powerful engine. But you could still order a 1982 Mustang GT with a 4-cylinder engine. It's like, why would you do that? You know? So those would be the collectibles today because they're so strange, you know, like they probably made one. Probably some weird person, eccentric person said, I'd like a Mustang GT with a 4-cylinder engine. And the dealership was like, what? Well, the brochure shows that I can order it. Yeah, you can order that. And you get a $300 discount. And but then it could be worth money because it's so strange, so odd, you know. I don't think they made any Chevrolet Z28s with a 4-cylinder, but I could be wrong. Any more ride challenges coming up, says Briscoe. Yes, but it might be 6 months from now because I got so much to get. I just finished ride. Yeah, it'd be about 6 months. I just did ride last week, so if you want to check them out, I did a Johnny Walker High ride. Yeah. All right, y'all take care now. Bye-bye.